Welcome back. I think it's finally time to finish Albert's story. Now, where did we leave off? Oh right, when we last left Albert, he had defeated the Golem, received a new whip, he defeated the Martians and got the Xeno staff, took on the Eclipse and collected a Sphere staff, and of course he defeated the lunatic cultist. Albert had no idea what was coming next. Before Albert took on the pillars, he had an urge to fight Duke Fishron again. This time, he was lucky enough to get the Tempest staff. With that out of the way, it was time to take on the pillars. Albert rushed to take down the Stardust pillar. After swiftly defeating the pillar, Albert forged the Stardust into two new powerful weapons, the Stardust Cell Staff and the Stardust Dragon Staff. With these new weapons, Albert would be able to breeze through the other three pillars, so he decided to take a break and take on another pumpkin. Finally, after a long and arduous battle, Albert received a Raven Staff. With that out of the way, there was nothing stopping Albert from taking on the pillars. Before he did, however, he built a little spawn in a room for the nurse. It wasn't the most glamorous strategy for the enemy Albert would be facing, but it was effective. With the last pillar falling, it was only a matter of time before the Moon Lord arrived. Unfortunately, Albert was not completely prepared. Albert was confident in his strategy, however. He just needed another go. After a long battle, Albert defeated the Moon Lord. As the credits rolled, Albert knew his adventure was nearing its close. Albert was equipped with spooky armor, necromantic scroll, a frozen shield, flurry boots, wings, master ninja gear, a summoner emblem, and a papyrus scroll, all with menacing. Unfortunately, the loot bag did not have any of the weapons Albert was looking for, so he would have to defeat the Moon Lord again. As if Lady Luck was apologizing for the Pumpkin Moon, Albert got both of the summoning items in the next looting bag. Since Albert had defeated the Moon Lord, he was able to craft Stardust armor, officially maxing out his gear. With his strongest gear yet, it was time for Albert to take on his most difficult challenge to date. To unlock the strongest summoning weapon, he had to take on the Empress of Light during the day. This was going to be incredibly difficult because the Empress was at her strongest during the day. Albert knew he couldn't withstand any damage from her during the battle, so his evasion skills needed to be on point. Miraculously, Albert defeated the Empress after he had perished. His sentry took care of business. Albert was equipped with full Stardust armor, a papyrus scroll, a necromantic scroll, a sunstone, a summoner emblem, a Hercules beetle, a destroyer emblem, and a pygmy necklace, all with menacing. Albert received the most powerful summon weapon, the Terra Prisma. Albert would have to take on the Empress again, however, as he was looking for the last whip on his list. After defeating the Empress again, Albert was fortunate enough to get the kaleidoscope. With the absolute best gear Albert could find, he made his way to battle an old foe, the Old One's army. It wasn't a fair fight. Bullying the army a few more times, Albert had enough tokens to purchase 4 more sentries, leaving only one weapon on the list. With his final goal in sight, Albert set off for the Desert Key. And with the desert staff in Albert's hands, he had completed his list. The adventure he started so long ago had come to an end. He retired his gear to the walls of his house and made preparations to return home. Albert teleported home, never to be seen again. Well, that's the end of Albert's adventure. Albert returned home after an exhausting and fantastic journey, retiring to the countryside. No one has seen Albert in a long time, but his story lives on. Well, I hope you enjoyed the story, but it's getting late, so you better get going.